Good morning, student. Today's chapter already we have discussed regarding neutralization, that is chapter number 5. So already we have discussed regarding chapter number 5, that is neutralization. In neutralization, what you do, this in neutralization, the definition of neutralization is that the reaction between acid and base. When you mix acid and base, a state form at particular point, it will become neutral. Neutral means either it will be not be a acidic or it will not be a basic. So this is the neutralization process. In this process, in this reaction between acid and basics, when you combine, it will form a solution that is neutralization solution. So here what happened? The end product, what is produced when acid and base is reacted together? What is produced end product? That is water and water and salt. Water and salt is produced. Already I have shown the equation, and also we have read the definition of this neutralization reaction. So here end product is salt and water. As well as along with salt and water, it also evolves some heat. It is produced. We have done a demonstration or activity, we can say, when we took a hydrochloric acid solution and sodium hydroxide solution. Both this solution we took in a test tube. In that test tube, first we added 1/4 filled with a test tube with hydrochloric acid HCl. And then what happened? Drop by drop, we added some phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein, when you added phenolphthalein, it becomes colorless. This is an indicator. We can say this is a indicator. So phenolphthalein we added, then it become colorless. And after what happened? After it become colorless, we had drop by drop sodium hydroxide, that is known as what? Base. Basic solution we added drop by drop. What happened? When you add basic solution, what happened? The phenolphthalein turns pink color pink. So I understood that at a particular stage it become colorless. We saw that at position at certain point it is neutral state. It shows a neutral state. We can say when acid and base are combined together to form salt and water, as well as it will evolve some heat, and also this reaction is known as neutralization reaction. So from this there are many applications. So from this they took the concept of this neutralization, and that is used in our day-to-day life. Today we'll study how we use this neutralization process in our day-to-day life. It is very important part of our life. So if you see, that is neut- that is neutralization in everyday life. Neutralization in everyday life, you'll find first one is indigestion. What you will see? Indigestion. Indigestion means what? When you eat food, sometime you will have a stomach ache. Sometime you will have a stomach ache. What happened during that period? What happened at a particular time when you feel that is stomach ache? Sometime you will feel acidity. They will say, I have acidity. In that case, what happened? There is a excess release of hydrochloric acid in our stomach. This stomach releases our stomach. There are certain glands are there. They will release certain chemicals, that is hydrochloric acid. They release hydrochloric acid at a certain quantity. If there is a excess release of this acid, that is hydrochloric acid, then it leads to what? Our stomach is filled with acidic acid. So we will feel that is acidic, and we will feel stomach ache. So our stomach contains hydrochloric acid. It helps us to digest food. That hydrochloric acid is helps us to digest food. Already we have discussed in second chapter. So as you know, so here, but too much acid in the stomach causes indigestion. Too much acid, when there is a excess release of acid, what will leads? It leads to indigestion. So sometimes indigestion is painful. Sometimes indigestion is painful. To relieve indigestion, we take an antacid. Antacid means that is which is when acid, when there is excess release of acid, so such a milk of magnesia. So this underline in your book. So this is milk of magnesia. Magnesia means which contains magnesium hydroxide. You just underline in your book. This is which contains magnesium hydroxide. It neutralizes the effect of excessive acid. This is very important. Milk of magnesium, which contains magnesium hydroxide. That is called milk of magnesia, which called magnesium hydroxide. That neutralizes the effect of excessive acid. When you are having acidic, you have to take this magnesium hydroxide so that it will neutralize and you will feel relief. So next one is that is ant bite. In ant, many ant, what acid is present in that ant when they stung in your body? What happened? You will have a itching or it will painful. You will be experience a painful effect. So what happened in that, in ant? What acid is present? Formic acid. What acid? Formic acid is present. In formic acid is present. So what happened here? Formic acid is present. So when an ant bites, it injects the acid liquid into the skin. The effect of the acid can be neutralized. How this can be relief? This acid can be neutralized by rubbing moist what? Baking soda. That is baking soda you will find in at home. Baking soda, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate. Baking soda, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate or calcium calamine solution. Calamine solution which contains zinc carbonate. Which contains zinc carbonate. Zinc carbonate. Which contains zinc carbonate. This which carbon? This is, you have to use sodium hydrogen carbonate and zinc carbonate. These are very important. You have to underline and you have to learn. In ant bite, in ant, what acid is present? Formic acid. Then how it can be neutralized when the ant injected into your body? So it there will be a very you will experience more painful. So in order to reduce the pain or in order to get relief from that pain, you have to apply a what? Moist, that is baking soda, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate, you have to remember, and also another zinc carbonate. This will help to relieve and it will make the body what? Neutralize. It will make the body to be neutralized. So next one is soil treatment. This is very very essential for the farmers to know. What happened nowadays, in order to produce more crop, what they're doing, they're using more fertilizers. They don't have sense that if you use more fertilizers, that it will degrade the fertility of the soil. They're not conscious regarding the degradation of this, the fertility of the soil. But what they uh, there in their mind is that when you use more fertilizers, there will be a more production of crop. So this thought of the farmers also leads the land to be degraded by using more fertilizers. What happen if you use more fertilizers? What happen there? If you use more fertilizers, the soil become acidic. When the soil become acidic, plants will not grow properly. So in order, there must be, it should not be very it should not be basic, more basic or more acidic. It must be neutral. It must be at one point. In our body, if you take any vitamins, it will, excess of vitamins leads to some diseases. Or we can say excess of hormones, lacking of hormones also leads to deficiency of hormones, also leads to disease. Or excessive of hormones also leads to disease. So there must be a balanced diet. Already you have studied in class 6 balanced diet. So in land also, if you use more fertilizers, the land becomes infertile, means it leads to acidic. The soil become acidic. In acidic soil, the plants will not grow properly. So what happen? You have to make neutral. So you have to add some basic solution or basic substances. So when the soil is too acidic, it is treated with a base like what? It is a treated with base like. It is a treated with base like, that is called what? Treated with base like quick lime. Quick lime also known as calcium oxide. You have to underline. You have to learn. You have to remember these names. These are very highlighted names. You have to remember. When the in land, if the soil is become too acidic, if the soil is too acidic, what? How you have treated? by adding basic solution to the soil, we have to make neutral. What is the solution? That is a solution or substance we can say, that is quick lime. Bases. What are the base? We have to add that quick lime and calcium oxide, also called slack lime, that is calcium hydroxide. Calcium oxide, quick lime. Slack lime, that is calcium hydroxide. Hydroxide, that is known as slack lime. These are the basic base which are added to the soil. If the soil is basic, organic matter is added to it. What about if the soil is basic? If the soil is basic, what you are adding? Organic matter. What is organic matter? What is organic matter? This organic matter, what is organic matter? What is organic matter? This organic matter are those remains of dead plants and animals which are remain and decomposed by certain bacteria or microorganisms and formed a manure type, compost manure or manure type of uh, or matter, one type of matter which is useful for the plants to grow. The remains of dead plants and animals, that is known as organic matter. This organic matter can be added into the soil if the soil is too basic. So this releases acid which neutralize the basic nature of the soil. Basic nature of the soil. This is how we maintain, or this is how we treated the soil. If too acidic, if you have to add quick lime or slack lime. If too acidic, you have to add organic matter. Underline this sentence. Underline these words. You have to remember this main topics. You have to remember this main concept. That's it. And you can write by your own words if question is asked based on this topic. So it is very easy to remember if you know the main points. So if you are making a notes, make sure that you write this highlighted these points. So it will be helpful for you to prepare for examination. Got it now? So next topic, next waste, uh, factory waste. Next topic we'll see factory waste. In factory waste, the waste of many factories contain acid. The waste of many factories contain acid. If they are allowed to flow into the water bodies, the acid will kill fish and other organisms. What will in factories, most probably the waste which are produced in the factories, what they contain some acidic solution. They are mixed with acids, most probably acidic chemicals which contains most probably acid. This solution, if they are released directly to the water bodies where the aquatic animals, the or aquatic uh, animals, that is fish and all the plants which are living in the water, they may get affected and they will be killed. So what happened? In order to direct it to the water bodies, that must be treated with some basic solution or with some basic substances. So the factory waste are therefore neutralized by adding some basic substances. So before uh, releasing to the water body, that must be treated with some basic solution so that it might be neutralized and then it can be released to the water bodies. So there will be a much advantage, or there will be no effect to the aquatic animals which are living in the water bodies. So these are the very useful topics, or we learn many useful things which we derive from this neutralization process. So this acid and base reaction together to form a neutralization process. In this neutralization, also it forms salt and water, and also it evolves along with water and salt. It revolves on some heat. This and also we also this are also helpful in our day-to-day life. So next chapter is completed. I will give the solution of this chapter as a PDF form. So you have to write only the keywords. I need to you all to write these keywords: acid, acidic, base, basic, indicator, neutral, neutralization, salt. Every definition of these keywords, every keywords you have to write in a definition. This is your homework. This is your homework. Okay, okay, student. This is your homework. You have to write it in your fair notebook, and this exercise PDF I will upload, and next I will upload already the Diksha teacher has completed chapter number 6th. So I will complete. Next we will study 7th chapter. I will start tomorrow. Got it? So thank you. Have a good day. So complete it, whatever portion is given, and read it by yourself. You have to read it, and if you are not understanding any topics, anything, you just contact me. Thank you.